All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99, back with another one, y'all, back with another post-fight discussion / review, whatever you want to call it. All right, y'all, Kayla Harrison gets a solid win over Ketlen Vieira, man. This was the only pick I was sure on. It's the only one I didn't feel like I was going to switch up on. Ketlen, she has the experience, but like I said yesterday, the other day, is how she's beating her opponents, and does she close the show? Does she dominate? So those were the questions I had going into the fight. Of course, Kayla, she may not have the UFC resume, and I wanted to see her tested, but her entrance into the UFC, how she went in there and destroyed Holly Holm, of course, she still had some questions there. But when it comes down to Kayla's mindset and her work ethic and her abilities, those definitely were going to be a problem for Ketlen going into this fight. Because let's be real, Tate, Holm, Ketlen, etc. All those fighters, they have experience, but Kayla's strength for 135 is off the scale. Seriously, all right? Her strength is off the charts. And that's, like I said, with a lot of these girls on the downside, Kayla, she picked the right time to be at 135, all right? Because none of these girls have faced this type of strength. They might have faced Kayla's style of offense, but when it comes down to her strength and her speed and her takedowns and her ground control, that's on another level. They ain't faced this. And, that's what I was worried about with Ketlen, But remember, like I said, Ketlen talked all that good stuff going into this fight. So, look, I wanted to see some trash talk backed up. So I was like, okay, maybe she's going to translate something. But once again, Ketlen just comes to fight, shows she's tough, but doesn't really give Kayla that work like she said. I mean, we saw Kayla bleed in there last night. We saw Kayla get a little bit tested, but it wasn't still like a high level test. Like Kayla, she did what she had to do to win this fight, and again, I think she just had too much for Ketlen. Ketlen had some things and some experience, but that killer instinct it's almost non-existent when she gets in these fights. It's non-existent. I mean, right away, Ketlen was showing a lot of respect early in the first round, just circling like she wanted to piece Kayla up and find that range. But Kayla's speed, it was giving her problems, and it kept her moving. Ketlen really couldn't get her jab going and land anything solid. She just had to keep on the move because, yeah, she was still worried about that judo. I mean, she's got judo too, but she was respecting Kayla's movement. Kayla eventually worked her way in and pressed Ketlen to the cage and landed some good knees to Ketlen's stomach. But you could see the strength difference right there because Ketlen was stuck. Like, Ketlen didn't even have, like, the right position to get out of there. She just wanted to hang and hold that left side of the hip to avoid getting taken down, right? So, I mean, you could see the strength difference there. The striking was about even as well. I mean, Kayla, she was kind of holding her own. Like I said, she landed a few good left hands and, was touching the lead leg. But eventually, Kayla got that nice takedown set up. She threw a nice feint left hand and it landed. And as she dropped, she threw the left hand, she dropped the level, got the body lock, and took that leg out from under Ketlen and, got her down. And, Kayla ended the round strong, ended the first round with a good full mount and a big elbow, So Ketlen, she was having problems. She was having problems stopping that speed. The next round, the stand-up, it wasn't one-sided at all. Like, Ketlen thought she could make it. I mean, Kayla took Ketlen's leg out from under with a good leg kick. You could see, like, the power and strength difference there. And she was getting Ketlen's respect for the most part. You could see a lot of Ketlen's shots coming. So Kayla didn't have any problem just stepping back here. Her distance management was getting better. Right. Ketlen's right hand was telegraphed. She wasn't throwing any jabs. She's long, but she wasn't throwing any jabs, man. And these fighters, they just keep neglecting the jab, and that's the problem, man. Like, Ketlen, she landed a few good right hands, but her feet really couldn't save her in this fight because, again, Kayla just would pressure her to the cage, slow the pace down with knees to the stomach. And, Ketlen, she would just get stuck. I mean, a couple of times, though, in the second, there were some good moments where she did land some elbows. Like, she landed a couple good elbows. I think the first elbow put a big knot on Kayla's head, and then that second one that landed started the river flowing from Kayla's nose. Started the leakage. But the inside fighting here was pretty decent, and I do think Kayla, her strength was tested and her stamina. She stayed in it, and she just had some good good control against the cage. The last round, Kayla took that leg out from under Ketlen again, doing another leg kick. So Kayla was really doing better than I think, a lot of people thought she would on the feet. But Kayla definitely looked like she was in a fight. She was wearing the damage. Ketlen was giving her a good test, but Ketlen's still not strong enough or fierce enough for Kayla. And Kayla closed in again on Ketlen and took her down with ease, took her down with ease this time and showed Ketlen that strength and just mauled her and smothered her to a 30-27 and, again, dropped some heavy elbows. So, yeah, 30-27 across the board, man. Ketlen, still the same Ketlen, gave Kayla a test with her size and experience. But, again, Kayla just has that strength and speed that's too much for these fighters. The way she, like, bursts and, pushes her way in there, you gotta like that, So, yeah, Kayla, after watching that performance, yeah, she needs work. And, that's definitely if the competition really, really gets to a higher level. But with the gifts that she has as far as just her strength for the division, and you seeing that subtle growth as far as like getting fighters respect with her leg kicks and even just like those little feints that she's throwing. And a couple of times she did block some nice right hands. Like she put the right hand over, she kind of, cover her chest with the, I believe it was the right hand because she was southpaw, right? She would kind of cross her arms over the chest to kind of block some shots. I thought that was impressive. She's starting to get comfortable in the feet. So with what she possesses now, and as long as she gets better in those departments, I could definitely see her getting the belt. I could definitely see her getting the belt at this point. But I don't really want to see her try to coax Amanda out of retirement. Like I said, after watching that main event, which I'm going to talk about in another video, I think, Kayla definitely has what it takes to get the belt off of her strength, speed, and ground game and elbows alone. As for Ketlen Vieira, the only thing that's holding her back is that killer instinct, man. That and that jab, she really needs to work on that stuff. I can still see her holding her own top 5. She can hold her own in the top 5 spot for now, but eventually that'll come down whenever the girls that come in really, really want it. And if she fights at this pace, like Ketlen is, continues to fight at this pace, when she comes across Macy Chiasson, I see Macy Chiasson beating her. Even fighters like Jacqueline Cavalcanti, as they get better with their takedown defense and wrestling, I think, Jacqueline Cavalcanti could take her to school on the feet. That's a big jump, but I'm just saying, fighters like that could. But I think Macy Chiasson at this point, could get a victory off of her. And I could see that at this point. But yeah, as of now, Kayla, she proved herself with this fight. That's what I wanted to see. Title shot next for her. Guys, what do you think? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.